Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Behind the Geek Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Harry. People that don't know me, although I hope you know me by now, I do the tech and the live editing on the Tuesday stream. With me today,
I'm Tracey.
There we go.
I said it right this time.
Yeah, you got it.
Normally I say I'm Dusk. Oh, played by Tracey, but same difference.
Yeah. So, first things first.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh Lord. Which bits? You know. Okay. So I'm the oldest, without doubt, in the group.
Mm-hmm.
I am the only female you may have noticed, and I suppose I came to gaming late.
Yeah.
I've always been at work too much of the time, and now I'm trying to do things that I like to do more of the time, whilst still working, obviously. Yeah. What else? I have a crazy house.
Mm-hmm.
Live with my son and his girlfriend. I have a cat that slashes me regularly.
Your son being Isaac, the DM.
Oh, I was not going to out that. I didn't know whether that was...
Yeah, that's a thing. Everyone's doing their relationships with each other.
Okay, so yeah, Mr. Fierce DM Isaac is my son. And he has been DMing Dungeons and Dragons, amongst other things, in my house since he was 11. So
I'll be sure to bring that up when I question him.
Yeah.
And interrogate him.
Yeah, since he was 11. But yeah, I suppose I've just grown into it over the time.
Yeah.
During and since lockdown, whilst he was living with me, it was, you know, something that brought new fun and new experiences.
So, apart from the now obvious, what brought you into the Geek Initiative?
Into the Geek Initiative, So clearly demographics are an issue. And since I know the DM rather well, I was coming here and playing anyway. I often came at the weekend when he was doing workshops and doing beginner level, sort of entry level starter set campaigns to teach people how to play. And I think Mark alluded to the fact that he and I were sort of drafted in to play in support of the new players.
Yeah.
So that was great fun, and I've played lots of games over the years, not just D&D, and I suppose the thought of a stream game was quite interesting.
Yeah. So, how long have you been playing D&D?
Playing D&D probably 5 or 6 years.
Okay, and what sort of background do you have in D&D? What sort of, over that time of experience, have you been mainly playing, or any
playing.
DMing at all?
I am toying with the idea of being a GM because I have some amazing books and some amazing things that I would love to do. But for the record, if anybody's listening that didn't see last week's stream, I am dyscalculic, and that does cause a bit of a problem. I have to think very carefully about which dice, and how they add up, and that's why you'll see Mark and Isaac frequently chipping in when I go a little bit blank, because I see numbers and panic sometimes. So that's what has stopped me DMing up till now. But yeah, anybody's interested in Roman history, or witch, perhaps.
Yeah.
I am building up to that, but mostly player.
Mm-hmm. So, what originally got you started on D&D? What brought you in?
What brought me into D&D? Having a completely amazing games room as my dining room, and
It helps.
commissioning furniture for it that reflects that theme, artwork. Games room cost me a lot of money. So I was already invested, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's not about money. It's about it's about actually what role-playing games can do for your life.
Yeah.
And that's, this is probably a bit personal, but I find that role-playing games take me out of myself and help with some mental illness, which, I've had a very long journey with depression, and more recently some anxiety as a result of PTSD. I find that playing role-playing games is a great way. It's actually therapeutic, and interestingly, there is a lot of research being done now about the use of role-playing games as a form of treatment for people certainly with anxiety disorders and phobias. So that's probably what has drawn me in to the extent that I'm in.
Yeah.
And that's where my commitment comes from, because if it can help me, then it can help lots of other people too. And that's, a good reason to stream it.
Yeah.
Get more people interested and be open.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's why I'm saying this now.
Yeah. I mean, Mark said something very similar in his interview. He said about it's very good for helping you get things out that you can't quite bring out of yourself when just talking to people.
Yeah.
So, that bit. Let's talk a little bit about Dusk.
Okay.
What is your main inspiration for Dusk? What's inspired the character as a whole?
It's not based on any other characters or any other, she's a cleric of the grave.
But there's themes there, isn't there?
Oh, there's always themes in my characters.
Exactly.
It's usually either a tiefling or an elf. Dusk is a tiefling, so she has a complex background. And there's a whole lot of backstory which I'm hoping we'll talk about in an event other than this one, because suffice it to say that her life hasn't been easy, and she has formed a kind of a bond with Rhi-koo, just by chance, that has completely changed her life.
Yeah.
The themes are that certainly one of the themes is that she has a profound interest in necromancy, which is probably not yet that obvious, but it will become more obvious as the character develops.
And not very standard for a cleric.
Not standard for a cleric, but standard for a cleric of the grave.
Yep.
So yeah, it's not a standard class from the actual rule book. It's an extension. So I find it interesting because my own beliefs are sort of strongly based around paganism, and I think that Hecate, the goddess of the crossroads, is certainly a deity that I resonate with, and therefore the thought of playing a cleric of the grave who is a guardian of the transition between life and death and undeath would be interesting and would align with, my own worldview in many ways.
Yeah.
So, and I've always been completely obsessed with horror, horror games, horror movies. I'm an original OG goth. From when I was 17, I was that person at the Susie concert.
Yeah.
Gig, as we would say now.
Yeah.
So I've always found beauty in darkness, always, and that's me speaking, not Dusk.
And that comes out in Dusk's character as well.
Of course, yeah. I don't give her a particular voice or accent, because probably she's the character I've played that's as close to me.
Yeah, she's very much you.
Yeah, and I don't see that's a problem. I think it's okay to play outlandish, wild characters. It's great fun, and believe me, I've done it. But actually, her place in this gang, if you will, party, is to be the thoughtful one, is to be a facilitator, and at times a limiter.
Yeah.
To be able to make things go better than they perhaps might have done.
Yeah.
Without her skills and magical abilities. She's a cleric. She has a range of abilities, but she is also an acolyte of a dark god.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth knowing. Look up Kellenvor. It's worth knowing that she may be quiet, she may be reserved and want to do things properly, but she also has the ability to tap into a great darkness. So, and I'll probably stop there.
Yeah. So.
Unless I've forgotten anything imperative.
You quite well covered.
Okay.
A lot of information about Dusk there.
Yeah.
Possibly the most information we've had about a character so far, which is
I hope I haven't given too much away.
We haven't given away anything spoilery.
No, that's good. So I was told no spoilers.
Yes, no spoilers. So we've been doing the live stream for 8 episodes now. Is that
yes,
right?
in this
episodes?
Format. How
this...
long have we been playing?
Well, yeah. We've had a lot of practice runs.
Yeah, we've been playing together as a group for well over a year.
As the group as it is now,
yeah.
Which we've been doing for 8 weeks, 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
What do you find is the best part of working with the current group?
Okay, I think, again, I'm echoing things that Adrian and Mark have said, but, we've... my professional background is in leadership and management, and we've definitely done the forming, norming and storming.
Mm-hmm.
We have had our ups and downs as a group, and we have worked through them, and we're now at a place where if there is an issue, an interpersonal issue or something like that, we will just talk about it. And thankfully, we're not now in the territory where people get very upset about differences of opinion, etc. So we've formalised. We now have an agreement as a group, and we have a way of running things. And I will always, I think, one of my second most famous lines is, "Do I need to get the talking pencil out?"
We should have had the talking pencil.
Yeah, it's in my bag over there somewhere.
It wouldn't have looked great on video passing the talking pencil across.
No, but I've only had to resort to the talking pencil twice in well over a year, so that's not too bad.
I think we all sort of try to avoid the talking pencil because nobody likes it when it happens.
No. And if it's a bit of a mystery to you, basically it's when everybody wants to talk at once and talks over each other. I pull out a pencil and tell them they can't talk unless they've got the pencil. It's a very old trick. But it does work when things are getting a little bit leery.
It has helped us get quite organised when we need to be.
Yeah.
So let's talk a bit about the other guys in the group.
Okay.
We're going to start with Isaac as the DM.
Yeah.
What do you feel makes him a good DM?
Because he's my son, clearly.
Ignoring that.
What makes Isaac a good DM is his wealth of knowledge and understanding, and his ability to be creative with scenarios and situations rather than being rule bound. He will flex things if it furthers the campaign or the story or character development, and I think it's that creativity. He also writes a whole lot of the gameplay that we do. It's taken from source material, and it's definitely 5e relevant, but a lot of it comes out of his head.
Yes.
And that's incredible. It stuns me to this day.
Yes, I've seen some of his writing for future episodes.
Yeah? Have you?
I can't say any more.
I haven't, and I live with him.
He did it to upset me.
That's not beyond him either. Yeah. That doesn't surprise me. What is it? So that's what I admire about him as a DM, and I love the fact that he loves it so much.
He does have quite a good control on the player's emotions as it comes through in gameplay.
Yeah.
He knows how to make them respond in certain ways.
He certainly does, yeah. And that doesn't mean calming them down all the time. Sometimes means riling them up. Yeah. No, he knows us. He knows us well now, and even with other groups, he knows his groups.
Yeah.
All the groups that he DMs, he gets to know them very well.
So a little bit about the other guys in the group.
Okay.
You choose where you start.
Gosh.
We'll just go round from left to right.
I'm just thinking. Okay, well, we'll start with Malgador.
Obviously, yeah.
We have only recently started playing with him, but what strikes me right now at this time is that he's, unfortunately, due to other commitments, not been able to be with us for a couple of sessions. And we have missed him so much, and that's genuinely missing the person as well as the party missing the character.
Yeah.
So he's really, really just, settled in and got on with it. So that's a privilege. And for somebody to join an established group, that's quite an achievement.
Just
Speaks of his
mesh in straight away.
Absolutely. So that's impressive.
Yeah. I feel that he's very much made himself fit the role of comic relief at times.
Well, yes, he does, but it's early days. We'll all develop. We'll all explore. So watch this space.
Right, who else have we got?
Mark helps me with my maths.
Yes, Rhi-koo, who we've already spoken to.
Yes. So Mark and I, as I said, have been playing for quite some time in sort of supportive context for other new players, so we kind of know each other quite well. Both of us are avid fans of role play as opposed to ROLL play.
Playing the role as opposed to rolling the dice.
Yes, we like to play the character, and whilst I don't have a special voice for Dusk, I inhabit that character. Actually, today, look, I've got collar on and a t-shirt and a pair of jeans. When I come every week, I come as Dusk, and that's, that comes of a background in performance arts.
I think people have very much noticed the Dusk outfit.
Okay, it's the same one.
I noticed it last week. People had been mentioning that they've noticed that you come in the outfit every week with the horns.
Oh yes, I'm going to make some horns soon.
Some proper horns.
Proper horns.
Excellent.
Yes. So that will improve over time.
Yeah.
That Mark and I get on great, and we will help each other out. There's always, it's not that our characters have any particular bond, we don't, but we are both collaborative players.
Yeah.
So it's nice to sit by somebody that understands my issues with maths.
Yeah.
And he's a good guy, good family man. And he's nice. It's nice to play with. What am I going to say?
Working our way around. Who have we got next?
My colleague of recent times, Rhi-koo. Martin. Yeah. So splendid paladin rogue, I believe, paladin fighter,
something like that.
Yeah, and
I don't
anyway,
know
he's an Aarakocra, so he's like this big bird.
Yes, we haven't had an interview with him.
No, is he next?
I believe he's next week. Yep.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, Martin is a, what's the word? Stalwart. He's an anchor for all of us. Yeah. He's very good at focusing us when we kind of go a bit off tangent occasionally, and he knows the game inside out, and he's intensely reliable and is not afraid to pull us back in line if we're getting a little bit, what's
Rowdy.
the word, flippant maybe sometimes,
Off track.
Yeah, if we lose track. So no, I love playing with Mum. He's a really good player, solid, and he's very much into playing as his character. So, exploring the options within that character. And finally,
last but definitely not least,
I was going
Magnus.
Magnus is hysterical and entirely focused on earning lots of money and having parties.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's
still decoding that one.
I believe it's Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
Which I don't speak, but even I know what party is in Thieves' Cant now. Yeah. So Magnus is just such a great character, and Adrian, the guy who plays him, he's all about giving, and he gives everything he can to the role and to. I was going to say and to the ROLL, but actually hasn't been having a lot of luck in the last few episodes with his roles. I acquired a dice dungeon for us because, the occasional...
No, I had to provide him with additional dice last week.
So it's most out of character for him to roll badly, but he's not having a good run. So he seems to be the one using the dice dungeon quite a lot at the moment. But no, he's great as he builds great characters and he literally embodies them.
Yeah.
And that's a privilege, to play with someone who can answer as himself, but also as his character without even thinking.
And he also very much brings the comedy.
Absolutely.
With his naming.
He just I don't know where he comes up with these sort of sidescapes almost. It's like who thought that? Why are we doing that? But yeah, it's a pleasure to play with everyone and you.
What?
Well, because we've played around the table, as player characters over time as well.
I have played with the group.
And you are not at the moment, but you're doing a massive service for us.
Yeah.
in terms of using your other skills. So yeah, but it's always been great fun role playing with you as a player, and we still have a laugh.
Yeah.
I have to bring up the plates.
The plates, of course. That's.
I don't know if it's been mentioned before.
I don't know if anyone's mentioned it here.
No.
But
I nearly lost.
May have been mentioned at some point.
Yeah.
Of me being the plate holder.
Yeah, we've moved beyond this now.
We have progressed beyond plates, but there was at one point where I had to
signal us with messages written on plates.
Messages written on plates in dry white marker.
It was so funny. The first time it happened, I lost it completely. Yeah. So yeah, I think we all bring something.
Yeah,
we really do all bring something, and that's to be celebrated. So just as an aside, Harry's sitting here talking to me right now. That means Dan, the other person.
Yes, Dan is currently behind the desk.
Dan is running the desk, and
I've taught him well.
Without him? He's choosing to remain silent, clearly.
Yeah, he doesn't like doing what I do, just shout from behind the screen.
We've got a thumbs up from behind the screen.
I'm on next week when you're away.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Dan will be hosting Behind the Geek Initiative next week.
Excellent.
Because I am extremely busy. That sounds really dodgy. But
he's extremely busy going to gigs and festivals.
Well,
the rest of us have no life. We're just here all the time.
Lack of commitment, yeah. So
no, that's not a lack of commitment. That's enjoying your life.
So that's all of the set questions covered.
Marvellous.
Is there anything you would like to add? Just any open comments to make?
Open comments?
About
I think
anything to do with the stream?
I've probably crowbarred everything in that I needed to be honest.
I would actually love to add about your lovely set dressing and all the help you've given us with.
Oh, I just raid my house.
You just raid your house for props, and we get skulls and the like.
Skulls that are actually candles that bleed out of their eyes.
I did notice. Anyway.
Listen, this is stuff that is just in my house.
Yeah.
It's not there because it's props. It's in my house because that's what my house is like.
So yeah, we've covered all the set questions.
Yeah, no, I've got nothing else to say.
A little aside there. I believe we've had some questions from the chat.
Okay. Let's roll with it.
I'm just having a look. Yes, we had a question from the chat. Why is Harry in the bottle?
It's not Harry in the bottle. Or is it? It is now.
It is on my camera.
Okay. Okay.
I'm in the bottle.
I see.
Purely because Tracey is a witch and has trapped me inside a bottle.
I love
just his soul though, because physical presence is important.
Physical presence is still here. My soul is imprisoned in the bottle.
I have captured his essence and will be keeping him here.
And then the other question that we've had, do you have any favourite characters that you've seen being played by others, be it during the initiative streams or any other players who you've played with?
I love Mark's vampire lady.
Okay, I'm not aware of this
Anastasia.
Character. Okay.
Oh gosh, you need to talk to Mark about Anastasia, but she's so grand and aristocratic and such a raving blood fiend. It's
sounds about right.
Probably not appropriate for this campaign, but previously, I love that one, and I absolutely adored. I've forgotten his name. Silas.
Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm saying no more.
No, I think you should tell us what you know about Silas. and why you love him so.
I loved Silas because he was I don't even know, was he a druid?
He was a druid, yeah.
Yeah, he was a druid, and he was so into gathering mushrooms.
Yeah.
He knew every mushroom by its Latin name.
Yep.
And he would frequently have a stash of mushrooms that he could lend out.
That was actually his druidic focus,
Yes.
was a pouch of mushrooms that he
Yeah.
would lend out for their healing ability.
Absolutely, and they were very healing. Very healing. But I loved the fact that Silas was he had a very expanded mind.
And he was also very uncharismatic.
Yes, he was.
Specifically, not good with people.
No, he did a lot of running.
Yes.
A lot of running.
Yes. Was that Silas or was that the other one?
I can't. No,
think
I
that-
think that was the other one, wasn't it?
Yes, I think that
Yes, that
was-
was the replacement for Silas.
Yes.
Because something bad
That
happened
was
to
the
Silas.
elf.
Yeah.
Yarrow, that one.
That was, yes. So Harry, we all love creating characters, but Harry's have always got an edge.
Mine are always just a bit
Yeah.
off the wall,
Alternate.
unhinged.
Maybe. I did say Silas had a very expanded mind.
Yeah, he
Which-
just doesn't look at things the same way as other people.
Not at all.
I've
not
actually
at
expanded Silas since last time you've seen him. There's
Have
a lot
you?
more to it.
all. Ah. Might we see the reappearance of Silas?
It's a potential. I'm not going to give anything away.
No, of course not. But
Whether
You'll love
whether
Silas
Silas
if
is
Silas
required at any point.
well, we'll make him required.
We'll leave that down to the writers.
The writers, yeah.
Writer.
The writer. Does the writer know that Silas is
I believe so.
havering? Oh, that would be good.
So
I can't say any more about Silas because it will ruin it.
yes, we don't want to give too much away. I think that's covered all of the audience questions as well.
Marvellous.
So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
This has been Behind the Geek Initiative. We are continuing next Saturday, however I won't be here. Dan will be taking my place and interviewing Martin, who plays Rhi-koo. We will also, apart from me, all be back Tuesday for the main event.
Yeah. The main event is thinking up what we're going to call the episode.
Yes!
Mostly.
And hopefully we will have Digby with us again. to
As
play
I
Malcolm.
understand it, keeping everything crossed, I think we
Yeah.
will.
He did pop in the last
Yeah.
few days and said that he's going to try to, if everything goes right, then he should be.
That's good.
Brilliant.
Right, well, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And we will see you again next time.
Yes, indeed we will.
Are we clear?